Howdy, and welcome back to another episode of World Bigfoot Radio. Welcome back to a brand new episode with a guest that none of you all have seen before because they haven't been on my show before, unless you saw her somewhere else. Then maybe you've seen her before, but probably not because she hasn't been on my show before. But that's not the point. The point is hit that subscribe button and hit the like button, so that the YouTube knows that you think this is good material and you want other people to see it too, and it will share it around. And that'll help me a lot. So I really appreciate it. If you have any kind of comments, questions, or anything, feel free to leave them in the comment section of the video, because again, this helps convince YouTube that somebody's actually watching the video and that maybe they should share it around to other people. So right now, today, we have first-time guest Celena Dunn here. Celena just recently contacted me because she had a weird experience in her life that she didn't exactly know what to do with. And this is common for most people that ended up running into the forest guys, and especially for people that don't have any idea what the hell is going on or know anything about Bigfoot or what to relate it to. It's very confusing, disturbing. And in this case, her encounter was really hair-raising. So with that, welcome to the show, Celena Dunn.
Thank you so much, Duke. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here. Celena not only contacted me about her sighting, but she sent me the pictures, and of course I looked at them, and then I called her and talked to her about them. And then I shared her pictures with M.K. Davis, and we hobnobbed over them. And MK was asking me, where were these taken at? And I said, over by this one, I don't know if you want me to mention the name, but by this one town in Alabama. And he said, I'm not sure where I know where that is. Let me look that up. And he's looking it up while he's talking to me on the phone. And he says, well, first off, it's over by the Talladega Forest. There's plenty of Bigfoot sightings from there. And he goes, and I noticed it's south of Cheehaw Mountain. And Cheehaw is the Creek Indian word for Bigfoot. So, yeah, you're right over there by Bigfoot Mountain. Who would have thought you might have a Bigfoot sighting? What are the odds?
And I didn't even know that.
And you didn't even know that. So why don't you introduce yourself to everybody, give us a little bit of a background, and then sort of take us along with you on how all this happened to you.
Well, Duke, I am Celena Garrett Dunn. I'm from a little town called Glencoe, Alabama, but I recently moved to Gadsden, Alabama, which is right there together, almost just opposite line, about a minute apart. Anyways, and I just me and my puppies living here in Gadsden. And anyways, I'm a process server. I deliver court documents to people, and they don't like to see me coming. So I like to de-escalate situations and make sure I greet people with a smile and try to make what I'm doing a little more tolerable, something that's not so bad. Anyway, so I pulled up at an address in Piedmont, Alabama. And it was at about 7 in the morning. I had tried like 3 previous days before at different times, 12 noon, 3 p.m., like 5, and it was a beautiful property. And I thought, Lord, this is sitting out here all by itself, just 2 houses that I could see on the whole road. And I thought, I'm just going to take one more drive out there. And process servers have to put gas in. So usually they don't try more than twice unless they just have to. But anyways, so
Yeah.
I'm serious. And so I thought, what a beautiful piece of property. I'm just going to go one more time, and I'm going to go early enough. I'm hoping I can catch people and deliver the documents just one more time, one more try before I reassign the job to another server. And so I went to this property about 7:15. I remember it was real early. And August the 7th. And I pull up and I have my flashers on because I told you how people are about getting out that shotgun, protecting their property if they don't know who you are. And so I kept my flashers on. I had a knee replacement in July of last year and had some complications. So it still swells up on me and goes out from under me and all that stuff every once in a while. So I thought, I'm going to just stay in the car. They have a huge black dog as tall as I am, just about. And I said, I'm just going to sit here until I see maybe the blinds moving, a lamp come on. Maybe they're getting up, making their coffee. They look out the blinds and see that I'm out there. They come outside. This has happened to me so many times about them seeing me outside. They'll come outside and say, can I help you? And I'll say, yes, I have a delivery for Duke Sullivan. That's just an example. Anyways, and so, I thought I'll just keep.
You better not have any deliveries for me. I got a shotgun here. Let me tell you.
You're so funny. Anyways, I kept my eyes on the blinds because, I told you I had started out at 2 sheriff's departments, community corrections. I've done all kind of that, so I'm just real precautious on any job. And I just kept my eyes on the blinds with my flashers on. And finally, I thought, well, maybe I need to pull up a little further, a little closer to the carport, which was connected to the home. And I pulled up a little further, flashers still on, and just didn't see any movement. And I thought, I'm going to give it a little while. This was a long drive, and it's so pretty, so huge. Now, I'm talking big, just vast area. And I thought, I'm just going to sit out here. It ain't hurting me just to sit here. And I had my puppies with me beside me. They go everywhere I go. So anyway, but I said, I'm just going to keep watching.
How early were you there? Was it still completely dark when you showed up?
It was almost completely light, like right there before it gets like complete light, in the mornings. It was, yeah. And it was so pretty. I mean, that first it had that little foggy look, and it's just such a pretty drive. So I didn't mind driving it. I had been there already 3 times, I told you. So anyways, I sat there and I just kept watching in blinds because, I've had people come out and not be so kind, and then I like I said, I like to de-escalate because it's not my fault, sir. I'm just delivering court documents. It's not my fault. So anyways, but it was just this beautiful, you just wouldn't believe this beautiful green grass. It was so pretty in this beautiful meadow. And then to the left, there was an old logging truck, but it didn't have the walls around it or nothing, just the flatbed part, with the poles.
Right.
And then right here was an old shed, and then the house connected to a carport. And I thought, it's just so pretty. I'll just give it a little longer. And I just sat there with my flashers on, and I just so happened to glance up, and that beautiful green meadow was all of a sudden had something so large and black. Duke, I'm not going to cry on you, but I swear I want to. When I tell people, you want them to say, in their mind, when I get through telling them, hey, this woman, she's not lying. Really. But if they just could feel what I felt, it was like something just like a half of a wall come right in front of me. Now a lot of people say, how far away were you when this happened, and I'll say, well, I'm a woman. I'm sorry. Women don't know feet like men do. But I said, I run a 50-yard dash, if that'll tell you anything. So it's probably 40, 50 yards. But I was in my car, doors locked, puppies right here, windows up. And I kept saying, there's something large and black. And I can't figure this out. Was I so focused on those blinds and watching for movement that I looked over that? I mean, you doubt what you see in the first place. I mean, you start doubting. So I thought, okay, is it a black sign in that yard that maybe I was so focused on the house, I just didn't see a black sign? I thought, nah, I'll just get my phone. I'll get a picture and I'll realize what it is. You know what I'm saying when I zoom in and out. I took my phone off the dash. It was hanging on a holder. And I took it and I said, click. And about that time, dude, there was two black things, but nothing would compare to the first one. This smaller one was dark in color, but more grayish. And I know it's going to sound silly. I've done said it on my channel. I know how silly this sounds. If anybody else would say it, I'd go, Lord mercy. But it had deer antlers hanging from its head, and it was a lot smaller than that big black one. It was a lot smaller, grayish in color, and it didn't have as much hair. See, the black one, I actually asked this question on my channel. I said, has anybody else seen something so large and black that you are in shock, like you literally hold your breath when you see it and you don't breathe out? I mean, you catch yourself not breathing out. And I thought, okay, Celena, professionalism, keep your professionalism. Because, I mean, I have to be a certain way in my position. And so I thought, maintain your professionalism, whatever you do. Anyways, and so I just click, 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 and I started doing this because I thought, for some reason, that it wasn't just in front of me. I didn't see nothing else around me except for just those two. But I just thought, click, click, click. Have you ever done something and not knew why you did it? I thought maybe something else was around me, so just in case, I'm going to take some more. And when I did, Duke, it blew me away. It blew me away. It was a mother carrying a child. It was one peeking out from they were everywhere. And then in that old shed, this is the part that blows me away. In that old shed was 3 faces. One is extremely clear, and the one above it has a white cowboy hat on, and the one to the right of the ladder in the old shed. Well, it's like I put my car in reverse, holding my breath or something, and real slow. I know my eyes are probably looking crazy right now, but real slowly, I acted like my gear shift was going to break backing out of it was crazy. So I put it in reverse, kept my eye on that house at the same time, making sure nobody was coming outside with a shotgun, kept my eyes on them, and they were so still. They just stood there, and I think that blew me away. Because what went from 1 to 2 is not moving. They're standing there like this block wall or rock wall or whatever, and so huge. That black one still, I have nightmares about that big black one. But anyways, and so I put my car in reverse, and I act like my gear shift is gonna break if I put it in reverse too hard or something. I think I was in shock, and I backed out, and it was gravel. And when I hit that asphalt where it turned into road from their driveway, and it goes from their driveway to the road, when I hit that asphalt, I said, it was like I had lost my breath, literally lost my breath. And I said, okay. I glanced to the left right before I hit the stop sign at the end of the road, and there was this big, and I mean big, X formation. I thought, Lord. Anyways, the next day I went back. I had to go again, and it wasn't just about serving those documents. It was about, at the same time, making sure what I seen. So I took my camera and I was prepared. I thought, okay. So I went back and I took pictures and nothing there. Nothing, zero there, nothing. And they're all hid back there in the woods. Nothing is sitting there in that beautiful green meadow that went from green to all of a sudden half black, where this huge black thing popped up, and then the smaller one beside it with wearing deer antlers. That's still, I think that's why the Joyce story, the story that Joyce said, blew my mind, because she said that one of hers was wearing an ornament. And when she showed that picture, I was blown away, because it reminded me of what I had seen. And it looked like they'd cut deer antlers off or something. It was even stuck out of his head right here, wearing them like a hat or something. I still can't figure that out. But the next day I went, and I went back. Their mother was home. I gave the paperwork to the mother, and I said, "Do you mind if I show you something?" And she said, "Yeah, go ahead." I showed her the pictures, and I said, "I caught these on your property yesterday, and I just wanted you to know." And she said, okay, I don't know what to think about this. And she just had this, like, a little, she went from being real smiley and come outside with a towel on her head, real country and sweet, to all of a sudden real stiff and serious faced on me. And I thought, God, she thinks I'm crazy. Anyways, and she said, I just don't know what to think about this. Well, I went home and I called the person, who I served, but I had what you call a subserve. If that person that you're serving is not home, you can serve someone as long as they live together. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I had served the mother. So when I got home, I called the original servee. That was the one supposed to be receiving the documents on their cell. And I said, "Mr. So-and-so, I have just showed your mother some photos. I need you to see what I've taken pictures of on your property." Okay. And they said, "Well, I'll call you back." A week later, I get a phone call. "I'll show you what I've got if you'll come and meet me at 12 noon and show me what you got Saturday." And I said, it just all clicked, like what they've got, and they had told me that their grandmother called them and said, "Son, hurry up and get up here, because something's in my garbage. I can hear them out there talking. Hurry up and get up here. They're in the garbage again." So they ran up there, and of course they found the 18, 14, and 17-inch footprints, and they of course got pictures. It's in the snow and everything's very, very visual. And told me all about it. I went over there and looked, and it was amazing. It was amazing. And they had, I want to say I'm saying this right, but you might have to correct me. But I think I've already asked you, but you said you didn't know you're from Montana. But I want to say cane or something that they make fishing poles out of. It grows naturally, but it's hard, like real hard. They had pushed this stuff over like it wasn't nothing. I mean, you could tell that something large had went through there, and they had just pushed all of them over. And they're so hard. They're hard to break. You can't break them with your hands or nothing. Most people saw them to make a homemade fishing pole out of them. But when he showed me all this and the footprints and all that, I just sat there saying, "Oh my gosh, okay, so what's this in the barn?" If we know what we're looking at, and you've been through the same thing I've been through on your property, what is that in the barn? And he looked at that picture and said, "That looks like my granddaddy." And I said, "I don't know nothing about all that." If you say it's a ghost, but I don't know nothing about all that. But anyways, it was just one of those situations, very scary. Again, I tell you, I was sitting there financially. I had to work, even with a knee that was not wanting to work right. So I still had to go to work, and it was very important to me to talk to this family and let them know what I'd seen, because I was doubting my own intelligence. You know what I mean? I had to prove to
Right.
myself the next day, okay, nothing's here. and you can see them standing way off. They're nowhere up front, which is where they were before. They're way back there. They're hiding way back in the. They're there. They're just hiding way back. They're not at the pretty green meadow that they were so close to me at yet, you know. But it was very scary, Duke, and the black one, I can't get it out of here. When I seen what happened to MK Davis on your video, I was like, it's so close, and he's looking at a waterfall, and that thing could have come over there and broke his neck just like that, you know. And MK Davis, I love to watch him, so fascinating, and the fact that it was so close to him and he didn't even know it, and then you know, I can't wait to see your new videos that you were telling me about. So have a talk your ear off.
Oh yeah, we got some breakdown. We got some breakdown stuff coming out. As far as them snapping off things, you know, I just recently filmed an area where they made a brush structure that had 2 snap-offs and 2 arches, and both the snap-offs were poplar trees. They were snapped off 9 feet up, and they were 8 inches thick where they were snapped off.
Oh,
So they can break really, really big things. That's not even anywhere close to their limit of what they can snap, right?
yeah.
So yeah, they're like bulldozers. So now the older lady there, the grandma or whatever, she wasn't completely aware of what was going on, but there's something that keeps getting in her trash cans and talking to each other. But the kid,
I'm sorry, Duke, I didn't mean to interrupt you. There is a mother's home here, son's home here. So mom and dad live here,
okay,
son lives here. Well, the grandparents lived on that property a few years ago, and they passed. So when he
okay,
tells me the story that he had to run up to his grandmother's house when there was another house over there on that property, but they've passed and it's been tore down or something. So, and he told me he ran up there and the garbage can, they were in the garbage. He said this has been going on for years on that property. I had no idea. I just knew that it was beautiful. It's beautiful. I mean, it's almost
unless
like
you
it's
want
just
to bet grandma and grandpa knew all about them and were encouraging them to be there, which is why they're still acting like this years later.
they were absolutely stepping out. I feel firmly for some reason. Ginger, don't mess mama's bed up. She's over there crawling under the covers. But anyways, I feel firmly that they stood up and stepped out to let me know that they knew I was there and they were protecting that property. I
Yeah.
Swanee, that's what I really feel. that
I'll
they
tell
had
you
been
what, if you want to have the best security team you can possibly get with or without money, it isn't the Secret Service, it's Sasquatch Secret Service.
Yeah, you're true about that. That's the truth.
Because
Wow.
boy, are they good at sneaking up on you, and they don't make any noise at all, and they're the size of elephants, and you have like zero chance. So they're good at making people go away.
I, People is like, well, what stood out the most? The blackness, the largeness, and I don't understand how a human could have. That's why I know it's not a human. Shoulders, the mass, the width, the thickness. I mean, Duke, it was crazy. It. I'm used to identifying people, and I'm telling you, we got to do the. Do you have any scars, marks, tattoos? What color eyes you have? You know what I'm saying? How much you weigh? How tall are you?
Yeah.
I mean, I got to be very, very descriptive on my job, and so for me to go from just pulling up thinking I'm fixing to hand somebody some papers and leave, and it not go like that, that was very, very scary. Because it was like a huge, big black wall stood up in front of me, like all of a sudden flipped up in front of me. I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. And it was just scary because, for anything to make me doubt my intelligence, and I'm a scientific person, anybody tell you that? I think it's my line of work. Like I said, 2 sheriff's departments, community corrections, all the jobs I've done, you've got to be so careful and log and keep up with detail. And you just,
Yeah.
or you're going to get in trouble about something. So I didn't want to get in trouble. So I was very meticulous about my job, keeping my record writing and all that, my skills. But I have to see something to believe it. And I could not believe what I was seeing. But I literally was not joking when I said I held my breath. I literally felt myself, as soon as I hit the asphalt, go, like it sounded like I was on a breathing machine or something, and it just went. It exhaled on the breathing machine. It was funny. It's like I even made a noise, like a little squeal or something. It was crazy. Got to the fixing to be at the end of the road at the stop sign, and all of a sudden just happened to glance to the left and see that X formation. Went back, met with the family. They got on their ATV. I drove in my car with my flashers, and they followed me and said, "Show me where the X formations was." Duke, the exclamation started way back there at their house, and I just didn't see those. For some reason, I just happened to look to the left at the stop sign. You know how you do.
Yeah.
And there was that X formation. So when he asked me to show him which one I seen and where it was, I said, "Wait, this is nowhere near the end of at the stop sign. This is starting with."
They got X markers all the way along that road, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, crazy. Tree breaks. Some of the most craziest stuff. I thought, how did I not see none of this? Well, because you're in shock as you're driving down the road, leaving this property, But I just can't figure out. I mean, I just can't make sense of it. Even today, I said on my show the other day, I said, I still sit and shake my head and say, that's crazy. What just happened to me is crazy. You know what I mean? But no wonder people have a hard time. I mean, no wonder they do, because even the people that sees it don't even believe what they're seeing. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep, and then their usual reaction is they want to go back and see it again to convince themselves that what they saw the first time was real. And then they get video of it or something, and then they want to go get more video to convince themselves that the first video that they got was real. And it's like never ending. Because it's hard to believe that there's actually things running around that everybody's denying they're real. Never mind the fact that you can go find tracks and everything else. Guess what? Imaginary things don't leave trails. Myths don't leave tracks. Legends leave tracks.
There you
And
go.
Bigfoot's a legend. He's living and he's real.
Oh, yeah. And he's bringing his family along, it seems. He's not just coming with him or a partner. He's bringing the whole family. That's what blows me away. I've never seen pictures with so many in them. Like, that blew me away. I was expecting to just look at the picture and see that 1 and 2. But when I get home and everybody looks through and they're saying, wait, where did the mom and baby come from? So you just can't make sense of it all. Still to this day. And this happened in August. So a few months later, and I'm still.
And that's the way they usually operate. They mob around, And I was talking to MK about that. If you see one in your video or a picture or something, look at all the rest of your video and pictures, because there's probably more than one, and you may have caught them on camera too. It's really rare that there's only one walking around. There's usually a group of them. They're always in a mob. They're like giant mobsters.
Giant. Actually, I explained it. I said it looked like one of those. Now, this is going to sound silly, dude. It looked like one of those Transformers from the movies that goes from a car to a machine and stands up, and the shoulders was like a huge black block of wow. I don't know. That black one's going to stay right here. And I think that's why MK Davis's video on your show this past Sunday, I think that's why when I seen what was right near him, I had a flashback or something. It was black standing there, and I thought, oh God, it reminded me so much of mine. But yes, please tell MK Davis for me that I really admire his work, by the way.
All right, well, maybe you'll get a chance to tell him yourself if he shows up and watches the show, because he does show up and watch my shows occasionally, so it's possible.
Oh, good. Okay, good.
But anyway, I hate to tell you, but your video feed is not the best. So we might want to wrap it up here. Was there anything else that you wanted to mention?
No, just thank you for having me. Thank you.
Well, you're very welcome. I wish we could have got a little bit better video feed, but hopefully everybody can figure out what you were saying on everything. It won't be too bad. And of course, as you've already seen at this point as you're watching the show, lots of pictures. So like as is the case with virtually 99% of my shows, we're going to show you the evidence. World Bigfoot Central. We show the evidence. And that's why you should subscribe, and you should like, and you should share it with all of your friends so they all watch it too. And then when they say, did you evidence for Bigfoot? You can go, watch World Bigfoot Central, obviously.
Well, I've been announcing it on my channel, Celena Garrett Dunn 6028. I've been mentioning your name, MK Davis's name, so you got to watch it.
Okay, let's put that out there one more time. What's the name of your channel so everybody can find it?
Celena Garrett Dunn, CELENA GARRETTDUNN. It's all together, 6028 on YouTube.
All right. Everybody's got it. So you all go on over, check out her channel, leave her a like, say hi, tell her Duke sent you, all that good stuff. And until the next time, everybody remember the usual things. And that includes not only don't hug the Wookiee, but don't serve papers on a Wookiee-infested property when there's nobody else there.
Gee, thanks, Steve.
Night, everybody.
Make sure that you're kind to everyone. Safety first, last, and always. Pay it forward. Don't be mean to people if you don't have to be. Don't flip off the mountain giant. Don't poke Dogman with a stick. Don't punt the puck, would you? And for God's sake, whatever you do not hug the Wookiee.